Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Isom, Director of Sales and Training for Nikken North America. Welcome, everybody, to our Balanced Life, Happy Life for the month of August, Tuesday, the 27th. We do meet each week together on Tuesdays to talk about this amazing company, Nikken, that has a fantastic business opportunity, incredible products, a community of individuals who are like-minded, who support one another, and a philosophy, the idea of humans being more, and specifically in 5 areas we call the 5 pillars of wellness. Tonight we have a master of life with us, although his training was initially in aerospace engineering and he considered for a while a career in music. He's kind of become a serial entrepreneur as well as someone who has helped others to develop businesses and to achieve success in life and more, whatever that might be for them. So he's going to take us through a presentation this evening, and a lot of it will most likely resonate with you as you continue your journey through life and look for those things that allow you to create more abundance, more happiness, more inner peace, more joy, more success, and that might include financial success, whatever it is for you. So please welcome to the stage, Royal Diamond in Nikken, Mike DiMuccio. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. Thanks and welcome everyone for this evening's call. This is my favorite subject, so I find it really easy to talk about it. You may not necessarily be familiar with it. If you are, well, if you're not, take some notes. You might find something here that really connects with you. And my story, my journey began like 33 and a half years ago. So I was not the best speaker in the world. I was just somebody who was like looking to make ends meet. I was working as an electrician. I was working 14, 16-hour days, 6 days a week, hard work. I was not trained for it. I was an aerospace engineering graduate. I was a broke musician trying to crack open that category of a career. And so when this fell into my lap, it actually happened as a result of a car injury. I sustained a lower back injury from a whiplash from a car, and then I was doing what most people do, going to the visits of the doctor, to the chiropractor, the massage therapist. I was in somebody's office every other day for about a year and a half. Nothing helped. Finally, a friend of mine called me up and said, "Hey, I think I might have found something that could help your back." He lived 10 minutes away. I was curious and I could definitely use some help. But it turns out that it wasn't my back he was really looking to solve or to help. He had a business opportunity he wanted to present me with, and the back thing was just the hook to get me there. Well, it turns out in no time short, that product that I put on my back, developed by this company, some 50 years ago, this technology changed my life. And I quickly realized I had a tiger by the tail. This was an opportunity of a lifetime. So I did not take it for granted. I went to work. And the result of that is a career that's lasted 33 and a half years and going strong. So if you're new tonight and you're looking for something that could spark some life into you, please pay close attention. You'll find this first slide very specifically chosen. Yes, that was me, not me, but I mean, the idea of me singing. And, you know, it's funny. I've been thinking about this a lot. Why are they so fascinated by singers? People go by the thousands. I mean, the thousands to see people sing. And I think it's because there's a singer inside of every one of us. We all sort of secretly want to be that superstar, that star that is able to flaunt it, you know, really show your life, wear your heart on your sleeve. Most people don't live like that. Although, wouldn't you agree, if you did live like that, you'd be really living life to the fullest because you really had a sense of confidence that you could express yourself in all the areas of your life without really thinking twice about it. You could be comfortable being you in your own skin. Well, that's just not the case for the majority of the population. If you look like I look around and you see what I see, you see people who have tremendous stress, okay, stress in every way, financial problems, health problems, time constraints, lifestyle issues, demands, responsibilities, conflicts at work, etc. I mean, the list goes on. And I don't see a lot of happy, healthy, wealthy people, to be honest. That's a very rare thing. And yet you would imagine after 40 or 50 years of pursuing something, you'd get somewhere. Well, it seems like the more we pursue this, the further away we get from it. And I think there's a reason for it. When we look at what it is that people really want, it's not so much the recognition or the wealth, it's what they can do with it. It's the kind of life that they can live with it. So think about this, as you're looking at these words on this page, your body. I mean, what is it that people want? And no matter how old you are, you want to be healthy. You want to be pain-free, you want to be flexible, you want to be energetic. That's what you want. Everybody wants that. Your mind, you want to be somebody who can think lucidly, who has the freedom to think what you want, a person who is positive and proactive with your thoughts, not negative or pessimistic. You want to be an optimist. A family, well, family for me means time. I want more and more time with my family because that's who I love being with the most. So wouldn't you agree that most people would rather spend time with the people they care about than not? Where society is concerned, this is really where contribution comes in. I always felt like I was somebody who would make a difference. I just didn't know how. But it was something that compelled me, and to this day still does. It's probably one of my highest values and priorities is to make a difference. If you're that person looking for a way to make a more significant impact on the lives of the people in your life, around your life, and maybe beyond that, then pay close attention. And finances, of course, is the elixir of life. It's the thing that makes a lot of things possible. And having an abundance of that, or at least a flow of that is not an impedance, that actually empowers you to live this kind of life, that would be the ideal circumstance. Now, most people are not living the ideal, they're falling short of that. But if there was a way to change, improve a circumstance, any one of these areas of your life this year in a very significant way, which would it be? If you could pick two, which would it be? So just for interest's sake, you guys, you know how to use this chat on Zoom. Look for the little indicators at the bottom and just write in the chat message the top priority that you would have that you'd seek to improve this year. If you could make a definite, let's say 100% change in this area, this category, which area would it be? Just chime it out here. I'm going to read them. Finances, finances, body and mind, finances. Okay, I get the point. I think most people get the point. In other words, finances is clearly one of the highest stress points for people and one of the areas that they would like to resolve as quickly as possible so that they can live a more abundant and balanced life. So don't be surprised if we talk a lot about that tonight, because that is a high priority item. But it's not the only thing that makes the world go around. For me, it was a product experience that got my attention to look at Nikken as a financial opportunity. Now, you might think, oh, I don't have the time, or this is going to take forever. Actually, no, it's not. What we find is that there's an effect called the compound effect that works for everybody the same way, no matter who you are and no matter how old you are. It works like this. The choices that we make leads to our behaviors, and our behaviors become habits, and our habits become us. We become the result of the product of our habits, and some are good and some are not so good. But it just takes a small change in our choices with time, over consistency and time, that can make a huge difference. And we're talking months. I went from 0 to millionaire inside of 27 months. And I didn't change a whole lot. I just changed some very important things in a significant way. So pay close attention if you're looking for change, because change can happen quite dramatically, even though it only requires some small corrections or choices in your life. Now, take a look at this. This is an example of what I'm talking about. It's a very sobering comparison when we consider health. If we're talking about health, that was one of the categories, body. Take a look at how we fare up here in North America, the way we think and the way we act, the choices we make. In Canada, where I'm from, we rank number 34th in health, and USA 68. I think it's actually dropped down below 70. Whereas Japan, where this company and these ideologies, these concepts originate from, ranks number 1. So right there, I don't even need to see any more. I just want to know, what is it that the Japanese do concerning health that makes them number 1 and us We're so contrary to that. If you look further down, longevity, they outlive us almost by 10 years. Cost of healthcare, they spend 1/3 what we spend to get a result 10 times better than ours. When we look at obesity, obesity is a big prevalent problem here in North America. And men, 34%, women, 27%, which leads to all kinds of chronic illness. But in Japan, it's 10% of what we have, 3.8% for men, 3.2% for women. Okay, clearly, whatever it is they got going on in Japan makes a heck of a lot more sense if you are somebody who cares at all about health and well-being, which of course we all do, because without that, you can't enjoy all those other areas of your life. And what is the fundamental difference, how we approach it? In the West, we approach health through a sick care platform. In the East, they approach health through a self-care platform, taking personal responsibility for well-being. And there's some areas that we can actually take personal responsibility and make a huge change in our well-being, which is obviously where stress is coming from. Stress is coming from poor sleep, and it's hard to deal with sleep or with stress when you don't have good quality sleep. That affects almost 60% of the population daily. Air quality, millions of people dying prematurely every single year. Every year. I mean, think about what the COVID crisis created in terms of concern. Look at this one. 7 million people die prematurely every year just due to poor air quality. And the air quality indoors is much worse than the air quality outdoors, it turns out. Then we've got issues with our water. Toxins in our water. There's so many thousands of toxins, we can't even keep track of it anymore. We've got a thing called electrosmog. That's a new one. Well, new in the 20th century. But we've got people who are being bombarded with radiation coming from their cell phones, not just theirs, but everybody's around them. Wi-Fi, how many Wi-Fis are penetrating your home and your office, etc. We've got malnutrition, as we mentioned earlier, is a big concern, but that is actually the leading cause of obesity is poor nutrition. And this is affecting children, giving kids, some real health concerns, childhood issues or adult issues that are happening for children because of this simple idea. Can we solve this? Of course we can solve this. We just need to augment a few things. And what it starts with is a different way of thinking. The thinking is self-care. Be healthy by choice, not by chance. And by the way, in the same regard of being healthy by choice, you could be wealthy by choice and not by chance. And we're going to talk about that as well. So the company that has brought you this message, that has brought me 33 and a half years later to tell you this story, is a company that began in Japan in 1975, the same year that Apple started in North America. And the company brought to us a way of looking at life slightly different than the way I think maybe all of us in the West have been raised. Let's have a look at this video that explains a lot more.
Do you ever have days where everything in your life feels in balance? When your mind is clear and your body feels in tune with nature? When everyone in your family is healthy and happy? When you belong to and support a warm, loving community? When you have a stable income and no debt? Mind, body, family, society, finances. Nikken calls these 5 areas of our lives the 5 pillars of wellness. We help you cultivate balance in all 5 areas of life with the tools that build your wellness home. Because to breathe is to live, we focus on clean air. Because water is life, we focus on pure water. Because healthy food nourishes strong bodies, we focus on nutrient-dense organic ingredients. Because everyone needs restful sleep and energy to feel joyful, we focus on rest, relaxation, and magnetic support. And to keep you as youthful looking as you feel, we focus on naturally sourced marine organic skincare. Our vision is to share the 5 pillars of wellness with everyone. And we want to spread the word throughout the world. Because once you achieve a balanced lifestyle, wouldn't you want to help everyone you know to achieve the same wonderful life of active wellness? That's what we offer everyone who is part of our global wellness community. Join Nikken to build your wellness home and live a life in balance. Discover it, live it, share it.
Now that certainly sounds like the ideal. And I can tell you after 33 and a half years of living it, almost the entire 33 and a half years, it is real. But when you're looking at an opportunity, when you're looking at a business of any kind, what you bring to the marketplace defines whether or not you've got any potential at all. And what Nikken is bringing to the world, into the West particularly, consider this. The sickest place on earth is the West. The healthiest place is Japan. So wouldn't it make sense to bring whatever they got going on over there here? Wouldn't you think there's an opportunity for thriving if you were doing that? And that's exactly what we're talking about with active wellness and the Nikken Wellness Home. So what is the Nikken Wellness Home? What is this thing that we're bringing to the market that people are screaming to have? They want to be connected to nature. That's what people want. They've realized that it's our disconnection to nature. It's the toxins that we've created in our environment that is harmful and it's keeping us out of balance. So anything that we can do to replicate nature, which we call biomimicry, is really, really prized. And if you're somebody who's representing that, people listen. They want to know what you got because they want a connection with nature. So how do you connect with nature?
Constantly evolving, we've found inspiration in nature's timeless solutions, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered, readily available outside our doors. This is biomimicry, the art of learning from and emulating nature's brilliance, solving our problems and creating sustainable solutions. Nature is our guide, offering forms more efficient than we ever imagined, processes ahead of cutting-edge technologies and systems refined over billions of years. The human body is a highly sophisticated biological system that has evolved to be efficient, adaptive, and resilient. Incorporating principles of biomimicry for human body functions not only leverages the efficiency and adaptability of natural systems, but also aligns with the broader goals of sustainability and environmental harmony. In a natural environment, the spring water is filtered, purified, and filled with minerals that are essential for maintaining optimal functions in our body. The emulation of these natural compositions generates an exceptional source of the ideal water that every cell in our body needs for smart hydration. The Earth's magnetic field influences organisms in many ways: navigation, finding their way, or even for communication. By using magnetic and massage stimulation, we are seeking to influence the body's natural responses to restore balance and support in our increasing stressful world. Air abundant in negative ions can be experienced as a fresh air feeling, such as the revitalizing air near waterfalls and forests. Ionization technologies enhance indoor air quality and overall wellness, bringing pure air to our home. Ceramic reflective fibers work like the sun's spectrum, bringing this comforting technology to our homes. Using energy from our bodies and the environment, these fibers gently reflect a soothing warmth, promoting a sense of well-being for less stress, restful sleep, and vital energy. Our overall approach aims to bring balance in the 5 pillars of wellness by bringing nature into your home. Together, we can make a better world where we not only survive, but thrive. And you? How do you connect with nature?
So again, here's something that people really, really need and really, really want. Nikken has got it sorted out. They've looked at the more core, the essential items, the essential issues in our life that creates that well-being. Think about a greenhouse for humans. I mean, the greenhouse creates the ideal environment for a plant to thrive. What would your home look like? What would every home look like if it was actually aligned to create better well-being? And that's what Nikken brings. So the technologies involve air, water, sleep, nutrition, natural energies. These are our core categories because none of these are products or categories that are unnecessary. They're all critical. They're the vital elements that create sustainability in our health and well-being. So why not focus on the things that matter most? That's what Nikken does. We've got some people in the audience here that I would like to ask didn't ask in advance, but I'm wondering if there's somebody who would like to volunteer before I voluntold anybody, who would share their story. We've got a few people here. What makes Nikken technology something you want to tell people about?
Well, I've been using it for quite a while, and I don't get sick anymore. You know, it was a couple of times a year I would get sick, and I don't get sick at all anymore. And but more recently, one of our newest products is the grounding pad. And since I started using the grounding pad, just everything works faster. My eyesight, my response, running, walking, standing up, sitting down, everything goes faster and easier. And that's being grounded to the earth, and that's a great pad.
Fantastic. Thank you, Wes. Madeline, last one. Madeline Zworski, tell us what makes the Nikken technology worth talking about.
Well, I love the core product, and that's the sleep system, because we need 8 hours of restorative sleep in order to recover. And I've been involved with Nikken for 26 plus years, and I've had every edition but the Air sleep system. I love this one the best, and the Makura pillow as well. Excellent.
And tell me, Madeline, what can you do that you couldn't do without it?
I feel better. I've aged better. I have less discomfort, and wake up earlier than expected. It's just overall sense of well-being. I happen to be a nurse, and sleep is the core to good health, along with good hydration, sleep and water. So I love everything about the wellness home. When I started, Mike, you're going to be talking about it a little bit later, a good, better, best investment. I did what my sponsor suggested doing and invested in everything, and I have with every single new product that comes out, and I don't regret it at all. The wellness home concept makes so much sense, and I love everything. There isn't a product that I don't love, but the core of the restorative sleep is critical for good health. And I can say that with 56 years and 3 degrees in nursing, with a lot of credibility, I think, behind that.
Thank you, Madeline. And I, for one, second that motion, because I do believe that the sleep system is my favorite product. Couldn't imagine life without it. I mean, if you love sleep and you want a good night's sleep, and you want that because you want a good day the next day, you want to make sure that you're getting the best quality sleep you can augment your sleep with the Nikken technology. So as you see here, one of our products that are quite popular is water. You saw that in the video. A lot of people start with their Nikken experience with the water. Again, one of these core products. How can you imagine not having clean, fresh drinking water for yourself, your kids, your family? We have the technology that connects us with nature. That is what this is all about. Products that deal with energy. Nature is energy, and there are different forms of energy, and it comes to us in different ways. Nikken's products are really simple, easy to use. The water technology, our energy technology, you can place on your body, in your shoes. I'm sitting on that seat right here. Put the pad on your bed one time. All you have to do is put that sleep technology on your bed one time, and you're going to have it for the rest of your life. Regenerative sleep. And these packs, by the way, the water pack, energy pack, sleep pack, we call that 1 pack is good, 2 is better, 3 is best, because that's how you can get the most impact. There's savings offered, shipping, free shipping as well. So this is something I like to talk to people about as a way to get started to experience this health and well-being journey. But it's also a way I encourage people to start their Nikken business. Why? If you're going to talk about something and you're going to talk about it with authority and with authenticity, you got to be a user of the products. You got to be somebody who's got your own personal story. And every one of the Nikken consultants who've done well with Nikken financially are people who have had a personal experience with the products. That's what gives them the desire to tell other people about it. One of the products that's really new, as a matter of months, and really taking off is the Pink Collagen Complex. People swear by this product. If you're somebody who's looking to look younger and feel younger, you definitely want to know about this item, and so do your friends. So, how do you get involved with Nikken? Well, so far we've only talked to you about the idea of using the products, being a consumer from that point of view. And it's really important that if you're going to represent this As a business, if you're going to tell other people about this as a business opportunity, you want to have some confidence in the products that you represent. So obviously, it's a great way to get started. A better way to get started is to join as a consultant. You can upgrade your customer account for a small fee and start earning income from sharing this with other people. So let's transition to the idea of Nikken as an opportunity for filling that basket, the financial pillar. You know, there's a reason why everybody picks finances as their number one source of stress. It's not an accident. It's just simply by design. You come into this world and you're taught to get an education, a good education so you can get what? A good job. That's the people over there in the box on the left-hand side. So you can be an employee of somebody's business. Or if you feel that you can do better and maybe you get a degree in, I don't know, engineering, or maybe you're a doctor, or you start a small business, a small enterprise, self-employed, so you have a little bit more control over what you do. You essentially own your own job. Either way, if you're on the left-hand side of this equation brought to us by Robert Kiyosaki, the famous author from Cash Flow Quadrant, he tells us that these are the 4 ways we earn money, and most people are stuck on the left-hand side. 95%, that's 9.5 people out of 10 people you know, earn money this way on the left-hand side. They trade time for money. Unfortunately, all the time they trade only results in 5% of the money earned. Imagine that. 95% of the population trade time and earn 5% of the money that's earned. So who's earning the rest of it? Over here on the right-hand side, you got the business owners and you've got the investors. That population is a small percentage of the population. It's only 5% of the population, but they earn 95% of the money. So if you had your education to do over again, which one would you choose? To be on the left side or to be on the right side? Well, I'll tell you what you learn on the right side. Money is not in proportion to time, it's in proportion to the value that you add. Think about that for a second. So how can you add more value into the lives of other people? Obviously, the more people you add value to, the more money you can make. How can you do that when you're already pretty busy doing what you're doing? Well, this is where this whole concept of influencing and influencers sort of came out. If I can influence people to make better choices, then I'm adding value. And there's so many ways I can do that. And so if I do that and I can help other people, inspire other people to do that, I can create not one source of income, but many sources of income. Think about a Coke machine. Borrowed this from a friend of ours on the call today. And think about it. If you knew you could make a nickel out of every Coke that was sold out of a Coke machine, how many Coke machines would you want? That concept, the idea of multiplying yourself through and leveraging yourself through the efforts of others or through the tools, that's what we're talking about here. Is there a way that you can get involved and create multiple sources of income by adding value? And the answer is yes. You've heard so far why Nikken, from a product point of view, can create value and could definitely change the lives of people you care about, and more than that. But how can you multiply your ability to impact the number of people who are experiencing or learning about Nikken as a result of your involvement? That's the business of Nikken that we want to talk about. Think about this. We all know Amazon, we all know Uber. 2 very, very formidable companies who, by the way, through technology, were able to become giants in their industry. In fact, Uber, for instance, here's a company that became the number 1 taxi company that doesn't even own a taxi. How? They empowered individuals looking for opportunity to become a driver and earn an income driving their car, a thing that they may already be paying for, a cell phone, an app, and bingo, you're in business and you can drive at your leisure whenever it's convenient for you. People are doing that as an extra source of income. Well, what Nikken is to what Uber and Amazon are to their industry, Nikken is to the wellness industry. It is a platform for expanding your influence, your outreach into the community to give people access to this incredible product line and technology. It's a business you can do from anywhere. And I've done that from the beach, quite literally. So for the whole whack of $39.95, you can actually enroll right away and have yourself set up. That's the platform. It's not very expensive, is it? But you get an incredible suite of tools that enables you to, this very moment, go out and start sharing Nikken and actually earning an income and Nikken takes care of business. Here's how it works. You join Nikken, you share and promote Nikken through the various means that you have. Some people like talking to people, I do, inviting people to learn about Nikken in the various ways, coffee shops, phone calls, online, social media, you name it. There's so many ways to connect with people today. It's unlimited. And what Nikken does is the hard part. You do the easy part, connect people to Nikken, and Nikken then drop ships the products directly to the consumer. So we have no inventory. We don't invest in any inventory, research, development, none of the stuff that most businesses have to preoccupy themselves with. Nikken takes care of all that. And then on the 15th of the month or on the following Friday, depending on what it was about, Nikken sends you some rewards by way of a commission. And there are multiple ways that we earn commissions in Nikken. Not just one, but many ways. Some of the commissions are based on your own personal communication with others. You're influencing others. Some of it is based on the people you've influenced and how they are now influencing others. Somebody told me about Nikken. They didn't babysit me, nor did they pay much attention after a little while. But that person has enjoyed the benefits of me telling other people about Nikken. And that's team effort and group overrides and leadership bonuses that can be developed. As well, incentives. If you like traveling, I know my kids like traveling right now. They're all over the world. They love traveling. For them, the young generation, that's all it's about. It's about, I want to be able to make money and travel at the same time. Well, what an amazing way to do it. Here's the perfect gig to do it. And here's what we also offer. If you've never been an entrepreneur, but you like the idea and the freedom that can come with being an entrepreneur, being on the right-hand side of the cash flow quadrants, then you're going to learn the way we've all learned. I was not an entrepreneur. I was a singer-songwriter. That was really what I was at heart. I was a graduate of engineering, but I never spent a day doing any engineering. So how did I learn to do anything in Nikken? The answer is I followed others. We have a program and a leadership development program if you're interested, and it's free. You leverage the people who are interested in helping you. So if you're somebody who wants to go fast, tell the people who are talking to you right now, I want to go fast. If you want to go medium, tell them I want to go medium. If you want to sort of take your time and go slow, tell them you want to go slow. There's something here for everyone. And you don't be surprised if you go slow and end up finding you like it so much you want to go fast. That happens to everybody all the time. So let me show you what it looks visually. Pay attention to this graph, because this is what it can look like for you. Right here you are at the top in your Nikken wellness home, telling people about it every day. Some of these people that you tell become customers. That's these people over here, the 5 customers. Some of the people that you tell, they think like you think, hey, the financial opportunity sounds pretty good. I'd like that. And so they start telling other people. Well, as they start telling other people, and they start telling other people, and they start telling other people, and so it goes, so-and-so tells so-and-so and tells so-and-so, each of whom are attracting consumers of their own, customers of their own, people they know and have relationships with. So all of a sudden, it's like a pebble in a pond. The little impact that you made has a ripple effect. This is the power of leverage. This is the power of this platform. Alone, what would you have to do to be in touch with 5,000 people? A lot. And there's probably not a lot of time in the day for you to do that. But if you can get help, who can get help, who can get help, who can get help, all of a sudden now, that little effort starts to multiply and magnify, creating multiple sources of income, influence, and impact, all of which leads to a different type of lifestyle when it comes to income. Now, we've got some people on the call here again who are ambassadors, if you will, of our wellness community as entrepreneurs. So I'd like to call upon a few of them. I see, I took note here. I saw Bo Tanis is on the line. Bo, are you there? We'll give him a second to unmute. We've got Dave Rolfe who's on the line. I'll give him a second to unmute. Is Bo still on the line?
I am here.
Okay. Bo, I'm going to pick on you because you were the second person I ever told somebody about Nikken. So, and that was 33 and a half years ago, Bo. That dates us quite a bit. Tell me, Bo, What from a business point of view, because you tell your story, a little bit of background, but from a business point of view, what has Nikken been able to offer you and your family that nothing else has been able to?
Well, really, it was a glorious life that we've been living the last over 32 years. I was attracted to the products, something unique. A lot of the Nikken products no one else has, and they produce some very positive benefits, especially to my kids and to my mother. My mother slept on the sleep system. We came as immigrants to the US and North America when I was very small. And my parents worked in factories, and my mother had a lot of physical problems. And within about 10 days on the sleep system, she felt a whole lot better and stopped taking some medication. So that really intrigued me. And if you can help mama, it inspires you to do more. I also was intrigued by the business of network marketing. I had been an entrepreneur. Prior to that, of course, I was a musician like you for many years, traveling with a successful band. And but when I started raising a family, I didn't want to travel that much anymore. So, but the idea that you can build a team and the people beget other people and they beget other people, so to speak. A few people can become dozens, hundreds, even thousands in time. And some of those people, what's interesting, they're not all equal, if you will. They're not all just customers using the products. Some of them have a very high degree of motivation, of desire, way above the average person. And when they get their teeth into Nikken, it's like a dog on a bone. They don't let go. And some of them become very, very successful. And by you helping them, you become more and more successful. So I was honored and very fortunate to have a number of people make extraordinary money with Nikken. And so that's allowed a lot of time and freedom for me and my family to travel the world and do a lot of wonderful things. So I'm very grateful, and I'm glad I was your second prospect.
You were my guinea pig, Bo. Thanks for being
worked.
that.
It worked.
It worked. You know, I know we're time sensitive here, but I really love stories. I think there's a saying in our business: facts tell, stories sell. So I like to hear another story. Dr. Gary, you're on the line. Can you unmute? I'd like to hear your story. What makes Nikken such a fascinating thing for you, from a business point of view, with your experience?
Well, thank you, Mike. First of all, I loved the products, couldn't stop from sharing them. But when I looked at the opportunity, it was an ability to create some freedom in my life. When I was first introduced to Nikken, I owned my own business. I loved it. It's pretty much what I was trained for to do in college. Left a teaching position to start my own business, but I had no time. And I saw a way to generate income outside of what I currently did, to replace income that I traveled far to do, so I could be home more. I used to listen to my son's Little League games via phone, as his mom was relating play by play to me while I was on the road. And that's not what I wanted. I mean, I didn't want to miss those games. I wanted to be the coach. And Nikken actually allowed me to coach Little League for 13 years. So it was awesome. It's been a great business. I enjoy working, training with others, building the organization, and being part of the global wellness community.
Fantastic. Thanks, Dr. Gary.
You bet.
I know we have Dave Rolfe standing by. Dave, tell us what makes Nikken special in your mind from your personal experience as a business.
Well, thanks, Mike, and great job tonight, and to all the other speakers. And I think that for me, this has been a lifelong journey, and I've been involved in this business with Nikken for 35 years, in the industry for almost 50 years. And in that time, gained a lot of experience and insight. Now, when I hit Nikken, I already knew that this was the industry for me of choice. And it started with the Coca-Cola machine, and I was in the audience, and the guy says, Dave, what if you owned a Coca-Cola machine, and every time somebody bought a Coke, you made a nickel? That imprinted my brain and mind to every job I got. I went into the insurance industry, and I got a job as an insurance man, and I used the same concept of, what if I had an insurance agent under me in every state in the United States? What would that do to my income? And then so I moved into management from being a salesman. Then I went to Yellow Pages, did the same thing, and I got into my own business, and I kept on. That Coca-Cola machine worked every single time. And it seems to be that's the theme of business. You expand by helping other people, and you delegate. So what Nikken gave me was this opportunity to flourish and prosper with the understanding of what to do. And I, like Bo said, I was the dog on the bone, and I wouldn't let go because I understood the potential. And what we had was magical in the sense of a product and a technology, because it works. It creates that emotional impact that people get behind and continuously use. I have customers that I've had for 35 years. And that's impressive. And that's the benefit of being the business. So for me, I can't say anything negative about the business. And this to me is the best kept secret since sliced toast. So, but here's the key. You got to understand how it works and what to do. And you really have to understand what an activity will create. It doesn't always happen tomorrow. So you could do something today that may not take effect for a month, 6 months, or a year down the road. And if you're not aware of what those activities actually do create, sometimes, you can get sidetracked with life and, kind of miss the boat kind of thing. So I'm in, and I'm going to stay in for a while longer.
Thanks, Dave. In other words, it's like that compounding thing. I'm just going to tell this story because I heard this story. It's so fascinating that if you compound, so everybody's heard this penny doubling. If I take a penny and I make a promise I'm going to double it every day for the next 30 days. What would happen is you'd have 2 pennies tomorrow, 4 pennies the next day, 8 pennies the next day, 16 pennies the next day, 32 pennies the next day, 64 pennies the next day, $1.28 the next day. It doesn't seem like much, right? And you could get distracted. You could get sidetracked because it doesn't seem like much, but the compounding is happening. Do you know by day 30, on day 30, you'd get $5.3 million on day 30. But here's the part of the story that's really interesting. If you were to do this every other day, if I would have instead compounded every other day, meaning I give you a penny, double it 2 days from now, then double it again 2 days after that, what would be the difference in day number 30? You'd get $163.80 instead of 5.3 million. So yeah, a lot of people don't really appreciate or understand the power of this compounding effect that's happening in their life, and they're not doing it on purpose. So very, very important to learn a little bit about how we do things. And so we're going to invite you, by the way, we've got a couple of calls coming up. Next Wednesday, Dr. Gary and Sherry Danzig, they lead a team that help introduce the products. So you'll have a platform to learn every single week a different product or categories featured. So you want to learn about what Nikken's all about, plug in. It doesn't cost you anything except 30 minutes of your day on a Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. If you want to know about the business and the stuff that Dave and I have been talking about, what Bo was talking about earlier, this compounding and how it actually works in Nikken, what are the things that we do? Join us on Thursday. This Thursday at 8 p.m. We'll be sharing details about that. Ask the person who invited you here how to get onto that call. So let's wrap up. I know I wanted to be part of history in the making. I wanted to be at the right place at the right time with the right situation, and most of us have actually been at the right place at the right time. How many of you were alive when, I mentioned Apple computers got started in 75? Most of us were alive then, but did you buy shares? Did you know to buy shares? So, You got to know that you're at the right place at the right time. That's a little bit more challenging. But here we have a company that has been born in Japan, the healthiest nation on earth, coming to a place where we are primarily one of the sickest nations on earth, with technology that changes lives. Where do you think this is going? Don't you want to be part of history in the making? You can be. So how you can be is, as I said earlier, if you're a wellness enthusiast, you like the idea of being well and staying that way, that's part of your way of living life to the fullest, is by maintaining the things that are important, like your body. Be a customer. But if you like what you've heard on the back end of this presentation and you want more out of life, maybe you're an enthusiast and you want to, or a promoter, and you want to tell other people about it, go in, step in for $50, less than $50. You're a Nikken consultant, and you can begin your Nikken wellness experience as an entrepreneur. And if you like what you heard, that Dave and I and Bo and Dr. Gary were talking about, the kind of lifestyle that's possible, then learn. And we invite you to learn by plugging into our calls, and you can learn how to be a tremendous entrepreneur and help build a community. Help us expand this community, be a partner with us, and build a life worth living. So back to you, Jeff. Thanks, everyone.
Mike, thanks so much. And everyone else who shared this evening. Make sure, do reach out to that person who invited you to the call tonight. Make sure that you get plugged in and can join our future upcoming calls. Mike took us through some of those calls that are happening. Now is the time to get started. Mike, I did buy Apple at 18 in 2001 when they introduced the iPod, 1,000 songs in your pocket. I'm like, yeah, this is going to catch on. Nikken is a company that has caught on, and we are expanding, and it's now time to jump in. Don't wait. Make your Nikken journey the journey of your life. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We'll see everyone soon. Have a great evening.